Temp check. What kind of summer are we having this year? A family road trip summer? A beach bum summer? Or a wake me up when the sun sets summer? With Instacart, choose your own adventure and skip the shopping side quests. Where available, you can get ice cream delivered to your hotel, sunscreen to the pool, or cold brew to your bed. Well, door, in as fast as 30 minutes. Wherever you find yourself this summer, you can get the goods. Download Instacart for free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Excludes restaurants. Additional terms and fees apply.
Okay, it's time to commit. 2024 is the year for prioritizing yourself. Begin your new smile journey with Bite, and you could start seeing results in just 2 to 3 weeks. Just order your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95 at Byte.com. Bite clear liners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces, plus they offer financing options, accept eligible insurance, and you could pay with your HSA, FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte.
Congratulations! You've connected with the Pulpit Perspectives podcast. Join Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy as he connects with pastors where they preach, literally at the pulpit of their church. It's a point of view with purpose and personality that informs and inspires with real-life stories from great preachers you need to know. Your host is Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy. Let's join Kent at a pulpit with a fresh perspective from his guest preacher.
Hello and welcome to Pulpit Perspectives podcast. I'm your host, Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy. I'm coming to you from the sanctuary of Grace United Methodist Church in South Bend, Indiana, standing here near the pulpit with their senior pastor, Reverend Jim Clark. Jim, welcome to Pulpit Perspectives podcast.
Thank you.
So how long have you been the senior pastor at Grace United Methodist Church in South Bend?
I've been here for a year and 4 months.
A year and 4 months. So still on your honeymoon?
I think so.
Okay, that's nice.
I hope not. It'd be great if this is just who they are.
Yeah. Well, that is a great perspective, right? Yeah. All right. So what are you celebrating?
What am I celebrating? I'm celebrating that we are entering into a vision process here at Grace. We're studying Canoeing the Mountains and learning about adaptive leadership and adaptive ministry. And we're going to start studying our community and our neighborhood and see where God's leading us.
Sounds like a lot that's worthy of celebration, that study and discernment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you. All right. So who encouraged your call to ministry?
Who encouraged it? I would say the biggest encourager was my wife, Megan, who, when I came to her with this very random idea that I was being called to ministry, told me that she already knew that.
Wow.
And so she was a huge supporter of it. And Reverend Ted Jansen was my senior pastor at Shiloh in Kokomo at the time, and he was very helpful and supportive. And Stacy Fisher Gehring was the associate pastor at the time at that church. And so she's also a big supporter of my call at the time. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. So what do you do for fun?
For fun. The thing that I love to do for fun the most is to drive over to DeMott, where my daughter and the brand new grandson live, and spend the day with them. I take Mondays off, and that's what I do most Mondays.
Wow. Okay. Lovely. A trip to DeMott for the grandchild.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
I also like to hike. I like to fish.
Any particular type of fishing you do?
Bass fishing for the most part, but I'm getting ready to take up fly fishing, if that's something that a 52-year-old man can accomplish.
Where does one go for fly fishing here in Indiana?
The St. Joe River.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that. You can fly fish in downtown South Bend. Okay. Wow. May have to check that out. So what is your one go-to Bible verse?
God proves his love to us in this, that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Full of grace.
So what's
Definitely my favorite Romans verse.
And how does that encourage you, that passage?
Yeah, I think it encourages me. Like, I have this not unique philosophy or theology that God loves everyone completely and perfectly, and that we are supposed to be like him. And so I think that verse is motivation to understand how God loves us, and in turn how we are called to love each other.
It says it all. I like it. It's succinct and profound all at the same time. All right. All right. So who or what keeps you humble?
My wife keeps me humble. My kids keep me humble. I am building an SPRC team that will keep me humble.
Mm-hmm. As they should. Yeah. That was one of their roles. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like lots of help to keep you grounded. So if you only had one preacher to listen to the rest of your life, who would that one preacher be?
Somebody who preaches, huh? That's an interesting question. Having not really prepared for that, I think I might say, if I could only listen to one preacher, it might be Derek Weber.
Derek Weber. Okay. Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of preachers on TV or anything like that, but yeah, I love listening to Derek Weber.
He's always got something to say in an interesting, memorable way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Derek Weber. Got it. So who are you, Mary or Martha?
What is this? Thursday? Yeah, yes. I think that I potentially have sort of like a default to be Martha, and I am open to God's nudging to be Mary. And I recognize the need for both.
Okay. What do pull the curtain back a little bit on the nudging? What is that? What do those look like?
I think just like reminders that I need to just be still and know. I heard it said in a general conference speech from a young adult yesterday, shut up and know that I am God.
Shut up.
So sometimes that's a nudge. Just slow down and listen.
Slow down and listen. Yeah. But for pastors, that's hard to do when you got a million people wanting your attention and stuff.
Yeah.
But yet we have the inspiration of Mary to say, yes, look at that holy endeavor to sit at the feet of Jesus.
And I believe that Jesus was saying in that moment for Mary, that was the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I think he says that to me sometimes too.
Mm-hmm. Right. Absolutely. So pretend with me, you're going to go axe throwing. Okay. You're going to go axe throwing. You get to take one person from the Bible to go axe throwing with you. Who is that one person?
David. Fantastic aim.
He's got the aim.
Yeah. He'd be like a ringer.
He'd be like maybe playing for second.
Yeah.
All right.
If you could throw a rock like that, imagine.
Right. Yeah. So what would his coaching be like to you think, if he were coaching you?
I think he'd say, you should have picked somebody else because I just did that one time.
Speaking of humility.
I don't really know. Yeah.
Speaking of humility, I was like, okay, that was a rock. This is an axe.
Maybe we can learn about axes together.
You're right. Right. Absolutely. Okay. David, I like that answer because I like what you're thinking. It's like, okay, he's got something. Well, and then just living on the run, right? I mean, he had to kill dinner.
He knew how to throw an axe, right?
Right. So I think you got the ringer. I think that is the axe throwing champion of the Bible. David and Jim. All right.
Jim.
What is your favorite church season?
I was going to be sarcastic and say ordinary time, but probably not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I love Advent and Christmas, but it's exhausting. So I don't know. Maybe ordinary time. You can kind of sit back and take a breath and think about the two big seasons and
find time to sit at the feet of Jesus.
Yeah.
During ordinary time.
Find some Mary time. Martha at Advent and Lent, Mary in ordinary time.
We're gonna rename ordinary time this year. It's gonna be called Merry Time. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, and certainly you have lots of left and right movement to where you take ordinary time as a preacher, right? I mean,
Right.
It's a lot of freedom
Yeah.
to let the Spirit guide you. Ordinary time. Okay. So what do you hope your fellow clergy know? What do you hope your fellow clergy know?
Just in general?
Absolutely. If you were addressing a sanctuary full of your clergy colleague, what would you tell them? What would you hope that they would know?
Probably a few things, but I'd say one of the biggies right now for me is that all shall be well. I hope they know that we can do this thing together. Whether we think alike or believe alike or not, we can love alike. Somebody said that.
I've heard that. Yeah. That'll preach.
And then I think I would say that I hope they know the power of covenant, of clergy covenant, of having people in their corner and somebody they can be honest with and vulnerable with and all of that. Preaching or being a pastor can be a lonely profession if we don't engage with our colleagues, I think.
Right. Yeah. That was one of the reasons this podcast was starting, is just recognizing how isolated clergy can be and how much we don't know each other's stories.
Right.
Yeah. Covenant. It's a good word. All right. Well, last question. So you have three words that encapsulate the future of your hopes and dreams for your time here at South Bend Grace, however long or short that is, whatever, but when you think about the future of leading this congregation as their senior pastor, what three words come to mind?
So I think the three words that come to mind are love no matter what.
Love no matter what.
what.
Yeah. Love no matter what. All right. I'm hearing that as three words.
I think it's hyphenated or something.
You're right. It's hyphenated. There's a hyphen in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love no matter what. Wow. That would be a powerful thing to live into.
Yeah.
As the spiritual leader of this congregation.
Sounds like a good vision statement.
No matter what. Yeah. I mean, let's just admit that love is the most powerful force known to humanity.
Yeah.
So we're going to be all about that at South Bend Grace.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be my hope and prayer in your time at this church, that you will model that, lead that, encourage that to love no matter what.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Reverend Jim Clark, thank you so much for being a guest on Pulpit Perspectives podcast.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Pulpit Perspectives podcast exists to create connections among clergy and their congregations. If you want to learn more about all the good things that God is doing in the North District of the Indiana Annual Conference of the United Methodist Church, would invite you to check out the Facebook page of the North District and also the North District page on the conference website, which is inumc.org. God is on the move in the North District. So this has been Pulpit Perspectives podcast and your host, Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy, and we'll see you next time.
There you have it, a fresh perspective from the pulpit with a great preacher. You know you want to hear more. You can do just that by connecting with Pulpit Perspectives with Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy on Apple Podcast and Spotify, where you can like and follow the podcast. What's more, you can spread the good news about Pulpit Perspectives in your church and with your neighbors. Plan now on joining Kent at the pulpit, where you'll meet another great preacher on Pulpit Perspectives.